I only meant to change quickly, throw off my work clothes, take a shower, and get ready for another long day with the twins. But somehow, somewhere, life loves embarrassing me. Because I'm standing in my room wearing nothing but my bra and underwear, cute underwear too, not the boring practical kind, when the door suddenly swings open. No knock, no pause, no warning. Just Mason Blake filling the doorway like a wall of muscle and confusion. His eyes widen. His breath actually catches. His gaze, God help me, drops lower before he jerks it back up to my face. Time stops. My blood freezes. And so does he. We stare at each other in absolute silence for one humiliating, scorching second. Then I snap out of it.
What in God's name is wrong with you? How dare you barge into my room?
This is my house, and I can walk in any room I choose.
What if someone is half naked? Please, get out of my room, and you owe me an apology.
I don't owe you any apology. And meet me downstairs in an hour. We need to discuss your responsibilities.
I stand in the middle of the room, towel digging into my ribs, heart pounding like it's staging a rebellion. What the hell is wrong with him? I whisper to myself. I throw on my nanny outfit, neatly pressed blouse, fitted pants, sensible flats, trying to shake off the embarrassment. I sit by the makeup stand, quickly brushing foundation under my eyes when my phone buzzes.
It's the agency calling.
Miss Hart? Yes? We received a misconduct report from Mr. Blake. My hand freezes mid-air. Misconduct? I repeat. What misconduct? The agent clears her throat. He reported sexual impropriety, that you were indecent in his presence. For a full 5 seconds, I don't breathe. Then the anger hits like wildfire. I grip the phone so hard my knuckles ache. He barged into my room without knocking while I was changing. How does that make me? We just need your version for our records, the agent says quickly, suddenly sounding like she knows damn well he's the problem. I force a tight, controlled breath. Write this down. Mason Blake is a liar. When the call ends, I place my phone down slowly, very slowly. That arrogant, ego-inflated, bass-voiced Neanderthal, I mutter, grabbing my hair tie and yanking my hair into a ponytail. Accusing me of misconduct? Me? I storm out to meet him, fury boiling in my veins. But he isn't there. Peter tells me Mason left 30 minutes ago. Of course he did. Coward. So I bury my rage and spend the rest of the day helping Edward and Jane with their homework. Their giggles, their sticky little fingers, their excited chatter, it soothes me more than I expect. By 7:30, I've made up my mind. I can't stay in this house. Not with a man who twists stories to protect his own pride. Not with a boss who thinks I'm the problem when he's the tornado. I pack my small bag, grab my shoes, and head toward the front door. But before I reach it, the door unlocks. Mason stumbles in, half drunk, tie loose, shirt wrinkled, eyes darker than usual. He sees my bag immediately. "Where are you going?" he asks, voice low and rough, like the edges of his sobriety are crumbling. I inhale sharply. "You know exactly where, Mason." "No." He steps closer. "Tell me." "Oh, really? You want honesty now?" I snap. "You accused me of sexual misconduct. You walk into my room half undressed and then paint me as some sort of, I didn't say you were, you implements it." His jaw twitches, guilt flickering over his face before he can stop it. I shake my head. "I'm leaving. I won't work for a man who humiliates me and lies to save face." I turn toward the door. "Avery?" His voice drops, soft, low, unexpectedly gentle. I freeze. He swallows, rubbing the back of his neck, his eyes not quite meeting mine. "I'm sorry." That word, sorry. It hits me harder than his arrogance ever could. I slowly face him. His eyes lift to mine, vulnerable, unsteady, a little broken. And, "Don't go," he murmurs. Something in my chest shifts painfully. He steps closer, close enough that I smell the faint warmth of whiskey on his breath, close enough that his fingers brush my arm, barely there, like he's testing if touching me will burn him. My heartbeat stutters. His eyes drop to my lips. He leans in, closer, closer.
Dad?
Jane's tiny voice pierces the moment like a needle. He jerks away from me. I nearly drop my bag. Jane rubs her sleepy eyes, holding her teddy bear.
Daddy, I can't sleep.
Mason clears his throat, straightening instantly, trying to look sober and in control. I step back, way back.
I should go take care of her.
He nods stiffly, but as I walk past him, his fingers graze mine. Accidentally or not, I can't tell. And something electric shoots up my arm. I tuck Jane into bed, smoothing her blanket, but my mind keeps drifting back to the hallway. The apology, the closeness, the almost kiss he hasn't even realized he wanted. But I did. Oh, I did. And that scares me more than anything. I wake up the next morning, fully expecting Mason to pretend last night never happened. He seems like the type, bottle up every emotion, bury every apology, and pretend he's made of concrete. So when I walk into the kitchen and smell pancakes, I assume Peter is cooking. But Peter isn't anywhere in sight. Instead, it's Mason. Mason Blake. Mr. Bossy Glare. Mr. Accuse Me of Misconduct. Mr. Almost Kissed Me in the Hallway. Standing at the stove in a short-sleeved navy shirt that hugs his biceps so well it should be illegal, flipping pancakes with surprising concentration. I stop dead in the doorway. He glances over his shoulder, expression unreadable.
Breakfast will be ready in 5 minutes.
I blink, twice. For who?
You.
He replies simply, turning off the stove. I swear a small electrical shock travels down my spine. For me? I repeat, suspicious. Why? His jaw tenses. One muscle jumps.
Because I owe you an apology.
Oh, well then. I step further in, watching the scene like it's some surreal dream. Slices of fruit, warm pancakes, fried eggs, yogurt drizzled with honey, all arranged neatly on the dining table. Like he tried, really tried. Mason clears his throat, suddenly looking uncomfortable.
Sit.
I sit slowly. He sets a plate in front of me, avoiding my eyes. It's not a date, I smirk.
I didn't say it was. You were thinking it.
Oh, you read minds now? His lips twitch, like he almost smiled.
Just eat.
I cut into the pancake, fluffy and warm, and take a bite. My eyes widen. This is really good. He leans one arm on the chair opposite me, watching my reaction with too much focus.
I know how to cook when I want to.
Apparently, I mumble, taking another bite. It's quiet for a moment, comfortably quiet. Then I say it without thinking. This reminds me of the food at Riverstone High. Mason freezes slightly, not visibly, but enough for me to catch it.
You went to Riverstone?
He asks, slowly taking the seat across from me. I raise a brow. You don't remember? He studies me, really studies me.
Did we know each other?
Wow, ouch. I set my fork down. We were rivals. He blinks. In debate club. He blinks again. And we almost kissed behind the auditorium door after semifinals junior year. His breath leaves him in a low as realization finally hits.
Avery Hart.
His voice drops, lower, deeper.
Common, you're Avery? My greatest debate, never give up rival.
Yeah, I whisper. Now you remember. His eyes soften, warm gray melting into something that looks dangerously close to regret.
You're the girl who always argued with me. And you loved it.
I tolerated it. I snort.
Admit it, you enjoyed sparring with me.
His gaze dips to my lips for the briefest second. Maybe. My face warms. Then he says quietly,
You disappeared after that night.
I inhale slowly. You ditched me for Claire Benton. His brows pull together.
Claire Benton? That girl wouldn't stop following me around.
Yeah, well, you walked away with her after almost kissing me. He leans back, expression genuinely confused.
I went to get water. She happened to be standing there.
He shakes his head.
I wasn't choosing her.
That new information hits me like a wave. All these years, I thought. I push my plate away slightly, needing space to breathe. Well, it felt like you chose her. His voice softens.
If I wanted to kiss someone, Avery, trust me, I would have kissed them.
My chest tightens. My throat dries. Before I can speak, Peter walks in holding a sealed envelope.
Sir, this just arrived.
Mason's entire demeanor shifts as he takes it. One glance at the letter and the color drains from his face. His shoulders tense. His jaw locks. Everything okay? I ask quietly. He doesn't answer for a moment.
It's from Lydia's lawyer, my ex-wife.
My stomach knots. He tosses the letter on the table. I catch the bold headline, Petition for Change of Custody. Mason, I whisper. He runs a hand over his face, a harsh laugh slipping out.
She's trying again. She wants the kids back.
But why now?
Because the judge involved in this case is new.
His voice cracks slightly.
And because I wasn't exactly grounded in my 20s.
I stay silent, letting him speak.
I made mistakes.
He admits quietly.
Too many parties, too many women, too much press. Lydia plans to use every headline against me.
My chest aches for him, for Edward and Jane.
She's calling me unstable.
He adds bitterly.
Unfit, claiming the kids need a traditional maternal influence.
That's not true, I say firmly. He huffs.
The tabloids say otherwise.
The tabloids don't live in this house, I fire back. They don't see how you tuck the kids in every night, how Jane clings to your shirt when she's scared, how Edward looks at you like you're his entire world. You've taken care of them for 6 years, Mason, I continue softly. You're a good father, better than half the men out there. His eyes glisten, not tears, but something raw, something real. If you were married, I add gently, and the kids had a stable family image, maybe the court wouldn't take Lydia's claim seriously. He looks at me sharply, too sharply, like something clicks in his mind, like he suddenly sees me differently. Then he asks it, out of nowhere, bold, blunt, ridiculous.
Avery, would you be my contract wife? For 6 months?
My fork slips from my hand and clatters onto the plate. My mouth falls open. What? He holds my gaze, eyes steady, unreadable, a storm brewing under the surface.
Marry me,
He says again quietly.
just for show, for the custody case.
The room spins. Mason, I can't do this,
It would be a business arrangement.
he continues.
No romance, no expectations. Just stability for the kids.
My heart pounds so hard I feel dizzy. Contract wife, fake marriage, with the man who almost kissed me last night. The man I used to dream about in high school. The man who just cooked me pancakes. Mason, I whisper, breath shaking. You can't be serious. But he is, dead serious. And suddenly, I don't know whether to run or to say yes. Edward's pencil snapped for the third time, and I pretended not to notice the way his lower lip trembled as he tried to hold himself together. Okay, I said gently, sliding closer to him on the rug. Let's take a breath. Fractions are not the enemy. They just pretend to be. Edward sniffed, then cracked a smile.
You say that about everything.
Because it's true, I replied, tapping his workbook. Now, what's half of 4?
2.
He said immediately. See, you're winning already. Jane sat beside us, legs tucked neatly beneath her, her workbook open but untouched. She hadn't said much all afternoon. She rarely did when something weighed on her small heart. I'd learned that about her quickly. The silence always came before the storm. I turned toward her. Sweetheart, are you okay? She nodded, but her fingers twisted together in her lap. Then her voice came out so small, it nearly broke me.
Avery, you won't leave us, right?
My chest tightened. Jane's eyes lifted to mine, wide, hopeful, terrified all at once. Too much emotion for a 6-year-old to carry. Too much hurt for someone so small.
Like Mommy did?
She whispered. Edward froze. I didn't hesitate. I set Edward's book aside and pulled Jane gently into my arms, lifting her onto my lap. She curled into me instantly, her small fingers gripping my shirt like I might disappear if she let go. Oh, Jane, I murmured, pressing my cheek to her soft hair. None of this is your fault, not even a little. She sniffed.
She promised she'd come back.
I swallowed past the lump in my throat. I can't promise what grown-ups who don't understand love will do, I said softly. But I can promise you something. Jane pulled back just enough to look at me. I held out my pinky. Pinky promise. I'll always be here for you. Both of you. Her face lit up, cautious but hopeful. She wrapped her tiny finger around mine.
Forever?
As long as you'll have me. Edward jumped in immediately, hooking his pinky with ours.
Me too! You can't just promise her!
I laughed through the ache in my chest. Deal. They both smiled, real smiles this time, and it felt like something fragile inside me finally settled into place. That was when I felt it, the presence. I looked up. Mason stood at the entrance of the living room, suit jacket draped over his arm, tie loosened, eyes fixed on us. He wasn't scowling, he wasn't barking orders, he was smiling. The sight startled me.
What are you all doing?
He asked, his voice lighter than I'd ever heard. Edward puffed out his chest.
School homework.
Mason chuckled.
Impressive.
I nudged the kids gently. Why don't you both head upstairs and finish the last page? I'll check it in a few minutes. They groaned in unison but obeyed, grabbing their books and racing toward the stairs. Jane paused halfway, turned back, and smiled at me before disappearing. Something in my chest warmed painfully. When the house fell quiet again, Mason stepped further into the room.
They like you.
He said simply. I met his gaze. They're easy to love. Something flickered in his eyes, gratitude maybe, or relief. I took a breath. About what you asked me earlier. His shoulders stiffened. I'll do it, I said. The contract marriage. His eyes widened, and for once, Mason Blake looked genuinely caught off guard. I'm doing it for the kids, I added quickly. They deserve stability. And if this helps protect them, then I'm in. The next thing I knew, he was in front of me. He hugged me, tight, firm, like he'd been holding something in for years and finally let it out.
Thank you.
He said against my hair, his voice rough.
You have no idea what this means to me.
My hands hovered for a second before resting against his chest. His heart was racing. When he pulled back slowly, the world seemed to narrow. His hands lingered at my waist. Mine brushed his arms. Skin touched skin. His breath mingled with mine, warm and unsteady. His eyes dropped to my lips. My pulse thundered. Then I stepped back, just enough. Mason blinked, the moment shattering like glass. He cleared his throat, straightening.
Right, the terms.
Of course,
This is strictly business.
he said, his tone hardening.
6 months, no emotions, no expectations.
I nodded, even though something inside me protested.
I'll compensate you.
He continued.
$200,000 for the duration. No strings attached.
The words landed between us, heavy, final. Understood, I said quietly. His gaze softened for half a second before the walls slammed back into place.
Good.
He replied.
We'll draw up the contract tomorrow.
As he turned away, I stared after him, my heart doing things my head refused to acknowledge. No strings, no emotions, just a contract. I had the terrible feeling neither of us was telling the truth.